A lot of the conferences that I've been to in the past have a set agenda, right? So you'll have normally your pre-party, your first day, maybe some masterminds, and then your second day, and then a closing party, depending on the size of the conference and how big it is. And normally on the first night when we all go out, I'll have a few too many gin and tonics, and the next day I will miss the first talk. Or sometimes in conferences you'll have mastermind sessions, which is basically where you're put on tables with other business owners. And the most important thing, and I feel is the most important thing, is on these mastermind tables, you are paired with people that have similar issues and problems with you. So that might be the size of business you are in terms of revenue, your employee count, your team count, or the agency or the business that you run. I'm talking specifically in this video about digital marketing agencies, digital agencies in general. On these mastermind tables, you are basically put onto a table with people similar to you, and you go through, and you normally have 20 minutes to half an hour per person to go over an issue that they've brought to the table, or maybe 1 to 2, maybe sometimes 3 issues if they're small ones. And then the group will give consulting and help each other. And this works particularly well if you are paired with people in the same industry as you or the same revenue count or team count as you. Because if you are put on tables with people that are maybe just starting out or aren't on the same level of you from a business point of view, or are completely in different industries, it's just not going to work. So it's super important that over time, when you go to these masterminds, you get put with the right people. And they are one of the most valuable things I think you can take from a conference. Obviously, talks are really important. There are so much things you can get out of a talk. I love to engage in conversation. I love to work through issues. I'm a problem solver. That's what I love and enjoy to do. So when it comes down to these masterminds, it's basically like free consulting that you're getting from people that have either done better than you in life and in business, or people on the same level as you that you might be able to help with some issues, or they might be able to help you with some of your issues. So for example, when I went to a conference in London a couple of weeks ago, one was a link building agency, one was a software developer, one had just started in SEO, one was a SaaS tool provider, one was a cold email marketer. There was a guy on there that sold his link building agency for a lot of money, and then myself as well. So on that table, there was so much value to be had from client acquisition, from service deliverability, from content creation. For example, one of the guys wanted to create YouTube videos, and I made the suggestion, well, if you've already got video content and turn it into a podcast, it's very easy to do, and you have sort of 2 forms of content going out. You can then take that content and clip it down into shorter videos, and then you can use it on social media, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, for example. So much value given to everyone. And one of the other things that we spoke about in the conference, it completely changed my mind about lead generation and a different tool that we can use for lead generation. I'm going to record a separate video about it because it's absolutely fantastic, and it just makes me so excited talking about it. And normally these masterminds, as I said, I miss because I'm either sleeping in, I'm hungover, or I just can't be bothered. And this absolutely changed my mind about masterminds, and I think it is so important. If you go to a conference and there are masterminds, go to it and be present for every single thing. It takes a few hours, yes. Normally you'll do a morning session, break for lunch, and then do a following session. I personally find the morning sessions are a lot better because after people have eaten, that carb overload kind of kicks in and people are a little bit more drowsy and want to get to maybe the networking drinks afterwards. But it's a great point because during those mastermind sessions, you are obviously working on issues that you've got in your business, but you're helping other people, maybe some issues that you've overcome in the past that they might need to work on, or they've got an issue that you have got a great solution for, and then you can give the advice that really changed how you work and manage your business, which is what a lot of people were doing, and it's a very easy thing to do. And I love consulting. Consulting is something that I would do every single day. I love helping other agency owners. I love helping businesses that maybe don't have the budget to work with an agency, but they want to get someone with experience. I offer consulting myself. I bring my team in for consulting too. So it's a great way to sort of scratch that little itch, but also the amount of advice that you can get from free for these people is absolutely insane. And that's the main benefit of masterminds. And another great example, it wasn't a mastermind, but we met up with one of our clients that is in a similar business to us. They're offline marketing, 2 guys, they're pretty much the same age as myself and Jake. And we met them in London the other month for some drinks and dinner, and it was absolutely fantastic. We only thought we'd be there for a couple of hours. We ended up being there for the early hours of the morning on a Monday, and it was great because there was issues that we have as a business that they were giving some advice on, the things that they've done in the past, and then we were giving advice and telling them about how all of our projects are automated on Monday.com, how we utilize our CRM, how hiring in South Africa has been a massive thing for us and been fantastic for sales and business development. So there's so much that we learn from one another in those scenarios, and it goes back to what I've said before about networking and how important it is not to go to those awful networking events that are suit and ties and completely boring, but meet up with your clients clients, if you're a remote business. And when you go to conferences, speak to everyone. And I know it can be super daunting when you're in a room full of people and you don't know them. But the thing that I always stress is everyone is in the same boat, right? Just like on that first day of school, nobody knows each other. It's a little bit awkward. Everyone in that room at a conference is exactly in the same boat as you. And it is completely fine to feel a bit nervous and a bit anxious. Some people can go into a room and start talking to people. I used to be like that and I'm slowly coming out of it, but I love to talk to people and just having a conversation. If someone's done a great talk on stage, go up to them and say, well done, have a bit of a conversation to them. And then later on, when you see them at the bar, you can have a drink and have a bit of a chat about how, who you are, what you do, maybe ask them some questions about what you've spoken on the talk. And again, like I mentioned in a previous video, talk to all of those people on LinkedIn, stay connected with them on social media, keep posting your content, it's super valuable. But yeah, don't ever miss mastermind sessions because it's one of the best things that I've ever seen and ever witnessed at a conference. It was incredibly valuable. There you go. Stay awesome, stay safe, but most importantly, stay nerdy.